Hello, everyone. Welcome back to CEO Sister Talk. We are talking about how to know when it's time to move on. So we are back tonight. Clarissa and I, she'll be on shortly. How to know when it's time to move on. Hey guys, hola, hola, hola. Miss Shami says, I feel attacked already by the title. Right? I feel attacked. I feel seen. How to know when it's time to move on. Hey, Joanna. Hello, beautiful. Lanice, your hair, I love it. Thank you. Clarissa and I are Team Natural Hair this week. Maybe not next week. Glam, Lux, Lifestyle. Yes. Hello. Miss Messiah. Hi, Auntie Rebecca. Hey, darling. Hey. Hello, hello, hello. Liz. Hi, beautiful. Hello. Congratulations on your brand new baby, love. Essence of Liz. Only one Soze. Hello. There's Clarissa. I see her. Yeah. Continues. I'm finding some good products that make the curls pop.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, my beautiful business partner.
Beautiful. Hello, love. How about everybody's coming on talking about they already feel triggered by the title of tonight's video, talking about how to know when it's time to move on. That's our title. How to know when it's time to move on. And I put in our email blast, Clarissa, I put in the email blast tonight. It says, how to know when it's time to move on from the business, the relationship, or the hairdo.
All of the above, yes.
Like any of the above, when it's time to move on. It's not working anymore. All of the above. Okay, so guys, welcome to CEO Sister Talk Live.
Yeah.
This is our soon-to-be podcast / all the stuff, you know, that's to come, and our CEO Sister Society membership that's coming. But for now, it's Clarissa and I on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
So
welcome
we
to
are
our live.
enjoying
Clarissa,
this nice weather for the past 2 days. So we've worked out in the field a little bit and got some new scenery this week. But it's been a super productive and successful week so far. 2 days in. How about you?
I am doing great, getting a lot of stuff done off my to-do list, being very productive. Our new app and site is coming along for the Abundant Life coaching services, our new courses, our March course just launched for Abundant Life coaching, guys. You can get that link in my bio.
Yes, I'm so excited.
You've got a brand new course.
There are two things coming from our desk over here. So we've got the PR Readiness 101 course that's actually taking place this Saturday. It's a virtual course, so if you guys have not gotten your seat, please go to the link in my bio, because everybody on this chat, you guys are entrepreneurial in some sense. You guys are looking forward to opening your businesses and starting to brand yourself. So that PR Readiness 101 is for everybody on this call. And we've got a college scholarship marathon course that's happening in 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, check out the link in my bio, guys. We got some great stuff coming.
And I'm going to send out a blast for your course this weekend. So guys, if you're on our email list, make sure you pay attention. I'm going to blast out the link to her course for this weekend. And as the college prep course comes up, we'll send out a link for that also as it gets closer. So exciting. Great stuff. Okay, Clarissa, how to know when it's time to call it quits. It's time to move on from the business idea, from the business you're currently operating, from the family-owned business you inherited, from the whatever the scenario is. Kick us off. What's one of the ways you know that it's not working and it's time
if people
to
are triggered by the title, they are going to be triggered by some of the points that we make during this live tonight. So in advance, y'all, we have been through some of these triggers ourselves, and we are sharing and expressing, and we will definitely be able to help with coping mechanisms if you are a person who needs to shut their business down after listening to us tonight. But The number one, the biggest one that comes to mind for me is that there's no longer a sustainable market for what you're doing. You know, you may have did something that was really amazing 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and then the market has just left. Either technology has taken over, somebody has done it better or modified, and yeah, exactly. Look,
Redbox,
Blockbuster,
Red
Video Hits Plus,
Box,
all of them.
or
Great companies, wonderful
Blockbuster
models,
Video.
several years of success, and then all of a sudden they're not even just minimized, like they are gone. You have one Blockbuster store, I think, left, and it's a novelty, like little spamming location. So yes, if your sustainable market has left the building, it's either time to pivot or just say, you know what, we had a good run. Thanks for the revenue generated, and move on to something else. So that's number one. That's a big one.
So like technology shifts a lot. If you've got some type of company that is in the technology tech industry and you don't pivot or see the signs, right? Didn't something like who was it, YouTube or somebody offered to buy Blockbuster, or was it Google or someone offered to buy Blockbuster, or Yahoo? It was Yahoo who offered to buy Blockbuster like years before it like completely tanked. And I know they were just like kicking themselves that they did not sell that business at the height of video, you know, because the technology shifted into streaming and away from all of the Blockbuster videos and DVDs. Guys, I don't even know
if you think about it, there's resistance when any new technology hits the market. So people feel safeguarded in the beginning when something new hits, because they're depending on people to be comfortable with what they already know. Because for me, when I first saw a Redbox, I was like, oh, that's so inconvenient. Oh, I don't want to put my credit card in that machine. Like, I had all this resistance until it was about convenience. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go all the way in the store. I don't want to wait in the line. I don't want to have to rewind the VHS. Oh my God, I'm really aging myself now. But yeah, technology, people are resistant at first, but once people get wind of how convenient something may be, mom and pop, now some mom and pop places like restaurants will be around forever, but if you are in a technology driven world and you are mistaken on people being comfortable and loyal just because they love you, sad. You will be in a sad situation if you don't follow the times and stay current. Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. Signs and how to know, guys, that it is time to move on from a business or it's no longer working. One of the things I thought about is it is not revenue generating.
Yep.
It is not. You might as well be running a charity or a nonprofit, because it is literally you're now 3 years in, 5 years in, and it's not turning a profit, or it's just even breaking even. It may not be time to move on or throw in the towel, but you definitely should be evaluating techniques, strategy, the business model, the marketing plan, whatever it is that you're currently doing. Because I think one of the things I've heard from some of my business clients from the business consulting side, Clarissa, is things that, you know, they'll go read a Forbes magazine and it'll say, you know, the average business fails in the first 5 years. Like, well, I've been around for 4.5.
Yeah,
you know,
this is the breakthrough.
I don't want to give up now because this is when it starts to get good. Like right after this, because Forbes statistics said, right? And I'm like, yeah, but you haven't made any money in the first 4 years, and you're just doing more of the same right now. What makes you think anything's going to change? Like, no, you can't just keep. And not only that, it depends. There's so many variables when it comes to this, guys, because I've encountered business owners that are working a full-time job to sustain the business. The job is paying the bills over on the business, or you're pretty much donating your time to the business trying to get it off the ground, but you've been doing that for years now. The business is literally, I think sometimes we forget that these statistics and a lot of this information you can read in the business world, guys. People who have a $2 million business line of credit down at Wells Fargo, and they're paying payroll for their people and paying themselves a salary off of the business line of credit, they're not working a full-time job and running the business.
And
Like
so
there's
many
so many
people,
variables
like
and different
you touched
levels
on
that
one of
come
the points I was
into
going to make,
this.
insufficient cash flow. People sometimes think that, well, the business is making money. Like people are buying, people are using our service. But if you have been at a standstill and all you're able to do is just maintain the company overhead without salaries for anybody, you may not have to close the business, but you have to start making some tweaks and pivots in either downsizing something or increasing energy in another area, because insufficient cash flow is one of the, it's literally probably the one of the biggest reasons companies close. You like what you do, people like the stuff that you provide, but you haven't gotten the systems in place or the sales cycle in place to understand how your business operates. So some of it could just be lack of education. Another point is not willing to make an investment in your business.
Yeah.
This is one that could trigger people too, because you, as time goes on, if your business is growing, what do you need to do to grow anything? You need to feed it. You need to nourish it. You need to do things to elevate it. And if you are like, okay, well, I've been doing good. I've been in business 5 years. We've been breaking even every year. That's not success. It's not success. It's time to invest. Invest in a CRM. You know, for companies like ours, where we are service-based businesses, where we service people, our clients are repeat clients. But how do we keep in touch? Touch points are very important. So something as simple as outreach for clients is a thing that you need to invest in. You can automate a lot of stuff. People don't want to invest in the programs or the software. Oh, that's too much, or it's too complicated. I'll just sit here and email people. Maybe you don't have time to email all 972 of the people on your email list. But if you had some systems in place, you'd be more efficient. They would know about the stuff all the time, and you could have energy to do other things. So yeah, not willing to make investments in your business is another. If you don't feel like your business is worth it, then just it's not even something you should be doing.
Big one. I know that on my side, I've witnessed personally that, for instance, you could come and get a certification through me, and you invest $6,000 in that or more, and then the realization that that's just the knowledge you've invested in. You've now got to go execute everything that I've explained in detail with steps of exactly what you have to do, which is investing in branding, marketing, systems, software. I mean, there's so much that goes into getting a business off the ground, and it's going to take money, time, capital. It's going to take a lot to get a business off the ground. And one of the things I'll say, if you're a new business owner, you're someone who's launching or has launched and you're not happy with your business, you're afraid, how do I know, it might be time to give up. Have you even made a sacrifice to really truly invest in your business? Right. I said to my coaches all the time, you want a $5,000 client, but your branding and your graphics look like they were homemade on Canva, and your pictures are fuzzy and don't look like professional pictures, but you want $5,000 clients, right? It's like, no, that's not the way it works. And one of the things I've read from a lot of business research, Clarissa, says that one of the biggest ways that most businesses fail is a lack of investment in marketing, right? Most major companies invest 10, 20, 30% of their revenue back into marketing, just because they understand that if you're not growing, you're dying. And so you've got to invest in keeping your products. And so, like, I'll put it this way. We still see McDonald's ads, and McDonald's has penetrated the market to the fact that I don't think that you could say McDonald's to anybody and they don't know who McDonald's is. If you want a cheap little hamburger, you know where to go. But they do not stop trying to take on more market share over Burger King and Wendy's and Chick-fil-A, right? Because why? They spend millions and millions of dollars on commercials to stay in front of you, because they want your burger money. If you're going to buy a burger, they want it to be from them. And I think that's a great example of how the most well-known.
And I'll just say that the investment is not just always about money. Lots of the things that you do need to have a great investment in the beginning are they are based on cash exchange and transactions, but even some time investments. If you think about how successful you could be if you really focused the time that you're using watching TV or scrolling on the internet and things like that, your time investment is a thing too. Because if you're sitting at your desk,
Yes.
and we have all done it, being on Instagram for too long, knowing you're supposed to be working on a proposal or wrapping up a workbook or something, it's like, oh, I'm not even investing time. But I want to jump on something you said about pictures.
Yep.
Guys, I have been in the public relations industry for 17 years, and I will tell you, bad photographs, bad photographs knock you out of the running for so many things. You could be the best at what you do. If your photographs are not high resolution, high quality, they will bypass you for somebody with less skill, less good quality, and less quality, and just move past because they are packaged properly. You just think about it. Restaurants. You see those restaurants that have those crystal clear white background, the plates are plated like a top chef. Okay, great. You could go to somebody else's house and taste food way better than all the restaurants you've gone to, but if all the pictures are fuzzy and they're sitting on a non-uniform plate, you got a red plate here and a blue plate there, y'all, visuals. Hey, oh, honey, don't even do it. So you have to invest in good photographs in the beginning, invest in somebody to give a good overview, somebody who's been where you're going, and put money into the things that are forward facing, even from the jump. If you have Bill Gates mentioned, and it's about PR, so it's a little bit selfish because I do agree, but he said if he had $1 left, he would spend it on public relations. Your forward facing image, literally, it matters more than the quality sometimes. Now, it's crazy to say that, but people buy from people that are winning. People buy from people that they see, and people buy from people that they hear people talking about. So invest in yourself.
Yeah, I've said it for years. I teach in business school for coaches. Guys, investing in your branding and marketing. So for anybody on here listening to this, you're like, you're ready to throw in the towel. But have you even really tried? Have you really given it your all? Or you just been giving kind of some lackluster, kind of halfway effort and then saying, you know, oh, it's not working. Oh, you know, I went live 2 times and I didn't get a client, right? I don't have pictures. Tara's on here for Tara's amazing, guys, right? You don't have branding, you don't have colors, you don't have a logo, you don't have a website, you don't even have a daggone signature on your email, you don't have a bio on your Instagram that even says who you are or what your business is, or set up a business Facebook page. Or guys, you have to have social credibility, right? There's got to be, you can't be kind of half stepping, kind of like putting it out. Well, I make cupcakes on the side, you know, and you're telling your coworkers like, I make cupcakes on the side, but in your mind, I've started my business. Oh, it's not working. I'm not making any money. It's like, no, you go for it. You give it your absolute all, everything you've got, right? And then decide, do I love this business? Is it working? Is it connecting? If not, tweak it. And only then, I mean, and still, I would go even harder and be tweaking some cupcakes to do some kind of cupcake nobody's ever seen before, you know, in order for me to try to make the business work before I would give up. But that's me.
Yeah. I want to shout out Tara. Guys, Tara Hart Photography is in this, and she's on the live with us. I can say from a personal standpoint, this woman's, we're talking about photos again, the quality of your imagery changes the way people look at you too. Now, I've been in this industry for 17 years, but as a behind the scenes person, sometimes my mindset has been, well, they're not looking at me. I'm out here pushing my clients to the forefront. But I, at the advice of my wonderful friend Rebecca, got some photographs. She said, look, you need to call my girl, okay? So I'm like, okay, it is time. My photographs are so old. Tara, Rebecca just mentioned your email signature. The second Tara got my pictures back, y'all, I made my email signature. Hey, that thing is crisp. It is crisp. It is changed all of my one-sheeters about the business, the website photographs that I had up. Everything is different now, and it's getting, LinkedIn, 67 people looked at your profile today, 150 people. Just new, fresh packaging changes everything. So y'all, investing in your business, it could be all your fault if your business fails if you don't invest properly. So don't be triggered, just take action.
So here's one of the things I'm gonna give you guys a different industry insight about pictures and branding and marketing, guys. This is how crucial it is. In dating and in the dating industry, there's research and literal research I've used as a former matchmaker and dating expert, guys. When you change your pictures on your dating profile and update them with some professional, beautiful pictures, there's research that shows how many more views and how the algorithm resets and picks up those pictures and shows them to more people. The same thing is working in your business across social media platforms. You change your Facebook profile picture, your Facebook banner, you change your pictures on Instagram, you load more videos. It's immediately going to get more traction and get more market penetration for you to get more eyeballs, which is why, for instance, in marketing campaigns with my clients, we use a set of pictures from a photo shoot for a marketing campaign. So these pictures go with this campaign we're using, and then when people see that brand new picture, it catches their attention. We're not going to use a picture you use 6 times on social media already. It's not going to get any attention. Use a brand new photo to launch a brand new program, course, book, whatever, and it's actually going to get you more traction and more eyeballs. Like, there's science behind this stuff.
Yep. Facts, y'all. Please be taking notes, because we know. This one is one that a lot of people struggle to admit out loud. Sometimes it may be time to close your business if you are simply just not doing a good job, period. Constantly missing deadlines, letting clients down. Your heart could be in the right place, but maybe you're not organized enough, and you don't have the manpower to put people in place that are more organized than you to help keep your business afloat. As a person who has been, like I've said this before, the janitor and the president at the same time at the same company, it's crucial for you to, when you notice stuff slipping, you have to delegate and get stuff off of your plate, because you could literally have a great business model but not enough manpower, and now you look like you're failing to yourself, to your clients, and everybody else, because you're underperforming. So sometimes it could just be that you need more help, and then other times it is literally that I'm just not good at this thing that I'm trying to do. You just are not good at it. That literally could be the case. You're no longer effective. Your words, your service, the way you do things have become antiquated. People are just not checking for it. So sometimes you just aren't that girl, that guy anymore, or you're just not doing a good job. Rebecca, do you have add something to that? Because you got the face. Let me see.
Y'all know when I give y'all the auntie face, okay? I'm just gonna be blunt and just say this as blunt and straightforward as I can. Everything that people think they can do doesn't mean you should be doing it. Guys, the market is full of talented people who may have a gift. Just because you're good at something, you're gifted at it, you love it, you're good at it, it still doesn't mean that you know how to run a business.
That's right.
I'm gonna look at y'all one more time, because we have all encountered these unprofessional people in the market who are absolutely amazing at baking that cake. But the cake arrived at your wedding 3 hours late because they're not professional. They're not managing their time. They don't have customer service. They don't have people skills. They don't have money management skills, discipline around managing money and funds for the business. They're too busy living high on the hog on the money instead of investing in their first staff member or hiring help. Guys, so there is an element to business that comes into the emotional, personal, psychological maturity aspects of you as a person. I've lost count of the number of people I've worked with over the years. Some people who I love absolutely dearly, but I literally, graphic designer, amazingly gifted. But if you're constantly running late because you don't manage expectations for the deliverables, and then you ghost people because you can't handle customer service and you're overwhelmed and anxiety kicks in because you've got all these people upset with you and you're not even responding to text messages, to the point that you never deliver some product that people have paid for, and then get mad when they're doing chargebacks on their credit card for stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, it's crazy out here in these entrepreneur streets. People are thinking, let me tell you something, for all the hardworking people. I know I'm ranting a little bit, Clarissa. Okay, I'm going to rein it in. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. I just think that sometimes people will just see someone else doing something. It looks easy. And so they think, I can do that.
Yep.
They run off, hang up their shingle that they're in business, and start taking clients without taking on the understanding of the business acumen, the professionalism, handling your business, contracts, clear communication of expectations. I mean, guys, you need communication skills, people skills, business skills. You need all kinds of skills to successfully run a business.
Yes, Leslie just dropped a word. I have to scroll back up. Leslie just dropped a word in this chat, y'all. Just _Leslie_A. Their gift took them to a place where their character can't keep them. Y'all, that is the real, like, that's, if I could use some rap, that's the realest stuff I ever heard. Because y'all, sometimes people are gifted, but they don't have the gift of business. They don't have the gift of business acumen or people skills or customer service. And you could be talented all day long and still not have people work with you, no matter how much they love the thing that you provide. If you don't have it and that character is not good, you just forget it. Just forget it. Right.
I literally, I say it all the time, guys. I spent 15 years in corporate America before I ever launched my first highly successful business. Worked part-time businesses up to that point. But I will say this, as much as I wanted to get out of corporate America for most of those 15 years, I'm grateful for my experience. I'm grateful because it's corporate America that was paying me to be trained, paying for me to learn business etiquette, professionalism. It's in those corporate streets where I learned how to be a businesswoman and how to conduct myself, and how to actually, treat clients, how to run a business, how to successfully run it. So I'm grateful for that, as much as I hated it when I was there.
And we all bump our heads. Like, this is in no way a judgmental conversation. We know some of this stuff from direct experience. It is. I know some of this stuff. Look, I'm looking at some of my notes, mad at myself, like, oh, that was me 10 years ago, or that was me. I've experienced that. In conjunction with just not doing a good job, sometimes the product or the service is only one that you love. You know how you hear that saying, oh, a face only a mother could love? Well, sometimes your product or your service is only something that you or 5 people in the whole entire world love. Just think about it. If you make a sardine cake and somebody that you were sitting next to said, oh my God, that tastes so good, y'all don't go create a sardine cake business, because the market may not be there for that. You may have a few people that enjoy or have an eclectic palate just like you, but you're not going to become a billionaire. Look, now watch. Somebody going to make a sardine cake and become a billionaire, and y'all going to roll this back and say I was wrong. But sometimes you have to think about if you're really solving a problem, or you're serving a large market, a large enough market, or you're running a nonprofit or charity, like Rebecca said earlier, because sometimes it's a good idea just to you. If you haven't done a focus group, if you haven't asked anybody, don't ever just jump out the gate without asking questions or doing some sort of beta testing or focus group. Ask the people at church, give it to 5 family members, at least just run the idea. Don't take other people's discouragement to do anything, but I'm saying, y'all, run stuff by people. If you want to make a new hair product, y'all, test it out on people first. If you want to create a new baked good, test it out.
Here's my thing, Clarissa. I feel like it's 2023, guys. Okay. Yeah. First of all, running a business there is so much now free knowledge because we live in the age of technology. You are literally like how many keystrokes away from Googling solutions to your business problems, solutions to your industry trends. I mean, this stuff is literally like one click away. This didn't used to be the case, right? Like you can go to YouTube University, guys, to learn how to run a business. You can get your MBA from YouTube on how to successfully start, run, scale a business. Like if you are that serious and you don't have the money to invest in consultants and coaches and all, you know, go over there and be self-taught and self-learn. But there's really no excuse because it's all so readily available now. If you're sucking at running your business, it's because you're either lazy or because you are simply not invested and you don't really want it. You're playing around telling yourself you want to own a business or you want it to be successful, but you're not really invested.
Nope. You got too much time doing other stuff. And don't take it personally. Just take action or stop wasting people's time, including your own.
I mean, the first 5 years I was launching my coaching business. Guys, I didn't even have television. I didn't even have cable. My kids were like embarrassed. We don't have cable. Like my kids didn't. This is before everybody with the streaming and all the little, you know, daggone Prime and Fire Sticks didn't exist. I didn't have cable. Wasn't no TV in my bedroom. Wasn't no. Why? I didn't have time to watch television. I didn't have time to Netflix and chill. I mean, my time was literally completely dedicated to running my business. Sacrifice.
And sacrifice. That's the biggest thing. And people think they're sacrificing by skipping one Saturday and hanging out with their friends and working on their business. Y'all, there's a difference between an empire and a hobby. Do not be thinking you're running an empire if you only give them 5 hours a week to your business. For real. Yes. Okay, so look, we talked for a minute about how to walk away from a business. Okay. But y'all, what about when it's time to walk away from a business partner or a business partnership? Some of these business relationships. Now, this one is touchy too. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. There was a couple questions. Tara says, how do you manage time with toddlers? Tara, when my kids were little, guess what? You're going to start investing the money you start scaling up and making as you're making more money. It's got to go into babysitters. I even had a nanny. Guys, at one point, I hired a live-in nanny because I'm making all this money, but I need to be able to set it and forget it. I need somebody there making dinner for my kids. I need somebody because we need help as women in business. It's like start dedicating money to be able to have somebody either come in or where you're taking your time to be able, because as you're scaling up, you're going to be more and more in demand. And I mean, that's just the reality of it. Organically, Shanae says, do you see yourself having an in-person women's conference? I think so.
Probably.
Or yes. Definitely a bit.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Thank you for asking. That's something that we've been thinking about behind the scenes, and we love to hear that people are interested in that. Thank you.
Okay, Clarissa, you were saying it's time to leave a business partner. How do you know?
Y'all, now this is another thing too, because these things that we're talking about, success in your business sometimes is not solely contingent upon you, your skills, or anything. Sometimes you've been smart enough to say, I need help. I need another person. Collaboration is like living right now. People are collaborating and making so many power moves, which is a great thing. But what happens when your business partner is behaving irresponsibly? Now you put your name on the dotted line next to theirs and you're doing well for 3 months, and then all of a sudden they got a DUI or they are misappropriating funds. How do you know when it's time to walk away from a business partnership? Sometimes it's simple. Sometimes people go separate ways literally because, oh, we both got super busy. My life did this, my life did that. And you see them still hanging out, so there's no smoke, there's no tension there. But sometimes you're the only person carrying the weight. So some indications that it is time for you to walk away from a business partner, business partnership, or an employee for that matter is either they're behaving irresponsibly, they were not upfront about issues that linger from a past venture that could possibly affect the one that you're moving toward together. They are stubborn in nature and have no compromise. If I love the color red and Rebecca hates the color red, what are we going to do? Are we going to do something pink? Are we going to say, forget that color scheme altogether and go find something else? You have to have somebody who's willing to compromise and pivot with you. Sometimes your skills are no longer complementary to one another. That's not being mean. It's just like, you know what? That was a season. We were killing it then. But okay, you know what? I don't compliment you anymore. And you don't compliment me. And sometimes you have to know when you are the problem. There have been times I've had to step away from a venture, not a business venture where we were like in business, but something that I liked doing, but my priorities changed, or something else came along that I thought was a greater opportunity. And you just have to step back from something, because if I don't, I'm going to be a problem for you. You won't move forward and you'll be looking at me with the side eye. So skills no longer complementary, and then you are always in the trenches by yourself. There is no time when you have a business partner, you are splitting revenue 50%, but the workload is heavy one way over the other. Y'all have had that work project at school where 5 people worked on it, but only 3 really did it, and 2 just signed their name, and you're mad because it's like, y'all got an A. You did not deserve that A.
I have a question.
Yes.
Y'all, maybe y'all don't know, but I have not had no business partners. So I don't relate to this conversation.
Yep.
Because I peaked as a young entrepreneur. Carissa, I got PTSD from people I knew in bad partnership. Like, and then I just didn't meet anybody that I ever jammed enough with to do partnerships with them, like real true partnerships, not joint ventures or collabs or nothing. I'm like true partnerships. I just didn't find people that I was enough on the same page with. With vision, work ethic, all of the above. And so here's my question for you, Clarissa. In that partnership scenario where you know this isn't working, how long do you tolerate that? How long do you, like, it's like a bad relationship, you know what I mean? Like, how long do you stay putting up with the shenanigans before you throw in the towel and be like, you ain't never gonna change. I've talked to you this many times. I'm begging you to step up. I'm telling you I'm tired, blah blah. It sounds like love, right? It sounds like romance. But I'm just saying, like, how long? I know me. I'm just not good at tolerating too much. But I'm just saying, how long do you stay in there?
So that's dependent on a couple different factors. Sometimes if it's like just straight up blatant in your face disrespect, then do it today. If y'all were supposed to split something 50-50 and they took 90% and lied to you, y'all be done. It's done. That's trust, that's stealing, that's all kind of stuff. But if it's a matter of we just keep kind of passing like ships in the night, like it's like you didn't mean to do that thing, but it did negatively affect us, and I say, hey, sir, ma'am, girl, hey, man, that thing really hurt us. And we were supposed to do this, but we ended up having to do that because of that thing you let slip. Okay, people deserve a chance to fix things. You've been late to something, you accidentally something, okay, fine. But if it's a habitual thing, 3 months. For me, 3 months. And that can even be long depending on the nature of what you're doing. Like you are moving around in your seat because you like, give it a week. I think that sometimes it just may warrant a longer time because you have a lot of stuff woven together after so long in business. So sometimes you can't get away in a short period of time, but if it's abusive or just straight up disrespectful, then leave now. But 3 months, if missions have changed and you're just like not clicking, 3 months we gave it a good try and that's it.
And this is what I'll say too, guys, to add to that. This is where contracts are very, like, you've got to have a business contract that is spelling out the terms of this partnership. It needs to be so detailed to the point, if you're not happy or if I'm not happy for any reason, we have a 30-day clause that we can opt out at any time. Like, this is what gets spelled out in the contract, because that's where, and especially, guys, I think a lot of the time, most partnerships happen with people who have become friendly. I mean, obviously, you don't just go into business with strangers, right? So literally, like, I think a lot of the time, these relationships tend to be bleeding over into personal friendships, relationships, where it's like, that's your girl, that's your homeboy, whatever, your friend, and you want to do business and you're trusting them. But, you know, I say all the time, love is blind. Like, you loving your friend and being like, you know, that's my girl, you know, I know she got my back. And then it takes getting in business with her for you to be like, but wait, you're crazy as hell. Why are you not Nothing.
Right.
And what I think, energy doesn't lie. I say this all the time, guys. Energy doesn't lie. One of the things, there's been a couple of close calls where I was really thinking about going into business with someone, but the energy, I could pick up on the fact that they were excited about my energy. They were excited about what I was doing, and they want kind of part of that. You know what I mean? And so it's really, it wasn't truly partnership. It was more predatory, where it's like, you're trying to jump on what I'm doing, and you can see the success on it, see the money on it, and you want part of it. But I could already tell, like, because I'm already I'm a pretty black and white person when it comes to business. It's kind of like, now what is that doing for me?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to understand, what am I benefiting from this? What are you taking off my plate? What am I taking off yours? How are we mutually, everything should be a win-win.
Yeah. And you can't be afraid to open your mouth when it comes to business, because working with or in conditions that are not serving you, you can waste $1 million. Y'all spend 3 months in the wrong place. Spend 6 months on the wrong project with the wrong clients, with the wrong business partner, with the wrong team. You have lost $1 million or more. You just never know what type of opportunities bypass you, because if you're not ready for an opportunity that's coming your way, it'll go to somebody else. Trust me, if it comes by you and you're not ready, it will go to somebody else, and you'll see your friend who's also in the same industry get this thing, and you're like, dang, they emailed me, or I saw that opportunity, and it doesn't come to you. So don't spend too much time in the wrong place, because you will suffer financially, you will suffer reputationally. And so when people see you fail in front of the world, I mean, people have these wonderful recovery stories, but y'all, sometimes you fail due to just you being silly, or you being too soft, or you being too understanding. So you have to have a really defined, like she said, contract, or just boundaries within yourself on what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate.
Backbone. And hire slow, fire fast. That's a business saying. Hire slow, fire fast. Guys, you can't be too quick or too thirsty or desperate to move into some business, move too fast without vetting it. And you can't be holding on to something toxic or something that's not working, it's dysfunctional too long. It ain't everything we talk about sound like love.
Yeah. Well, you hear people say being business is like being married, but this is a marriage. This is it's the truth, because you have the same compromises, the same hard conversations, the same, oh, okay, is this working? Are we going to do this? What happens to the kids, employees, or clients if we go our separate ways? So yeah, it's relationship management all the way around, for real, for real. And I want to just talk about for 1 minute, what happens when you've lost sight of your original mission. Sometimes your business can suffer because you've actually changed as a person, and the original mission you had, it no longer suits you. So what if you've changed as a person, but you had this mission statement that so many people agreed with in the beginning? You have to be big girl, big boy enough to say, you know what, maybe I need to give this company to somebody else, or sell this company, or hire staff, and I remove myself from the day-to-day operations. Because sometimes you think you're done with the business, but the business is really successful in serving a bunch of people. Why would you shut that down? You've lost your passion and you've lost your mission for it, but don't underserve an entire audience that has started to follow you just because you're sick of it. Do something with it.
Yeah, definitely. It's time to pivot. And that brings up to another topic that I wanted to make sure I mentioned, that one of the ways you also know it's time to move on, either sell a business or start another business, is when you're bored, when you're no longer passionate about what you do. If you're somebody who thrives on fulfillment and energy and creativity, like if you have a personality type like that, Clarissa and I were talking earlier, it's like, that's how I ended up starting so many businesses. Because I get these great ideas, and it's kind of like, hey, that's a solution to a problem in the market. Like, I need to do that. I should do that. And I do it, and it sells, and it works. And it's like, so you can't be afraid also to diversify, right? You can definitely own multiple businesses, multiple ventures, multiple streams of income. Don't let your current business box you in and make you feel like just because you own a Subway franchise that you can't own a Baskin Robbins franchise.
That's right.
Like you can be both. You can wear different hats and do different things and make money all the different ways. So,
Facts.
So look, don't get caught in the either or dilemma. Like you've got to choose either or, but you have your business and you also want to do this. Go do that too.
Some things to put in place before you ever embark on a business venture solo or with someone else is to establish your own strong personal mission statement, and that'll lead you to your business statement. But think about your core values from the jump, because sometimes if you get far away from your core values, that could be an indicator that, again, it's time to close a business. Establish goals for the business. Then you can say, you know what, I established these goals. They're reasonable, but I don't meet them. Okay, that may be another reason. Talk to your audience. If you are in business and you are fighting for your business and you're fighting for something that you know is good, but you just can't wrangle it, talk to your audience. Ask questions, focus groups and things like that. But sometimes transparency is legitimately the thing that people need. Just think about your favorite clothing designer. When they get rid of something, or your favorite lipstick, they get rid of it, what happens? 18,000 people email the corporation and say, what happened to that flavor, that color, that cut, that fit, and they bring it back. Or they issue they issue a statement saying, oh my gosh, we didn't realize. Or sometimes,
Larissa, I was just going to say really quickly, guys, don't think for a second that companies don't listen to feedback, because they really do. I was years ago, I found this wonderful coffee mate creamer called Coconut Cream, and they did not make it sugar free, and it's full of sugar. The regular one is just full of sugar. And I literally tweeted Nestle, because they own Coffee Mate. I tweeted Nestle and I said, please make coconut cream in sugar-free, zero sugar. Literally the next year they came out with the sugar-free version of coconut cream. And I was like, I think they were listening. I think they listened to me, because they responded to me on my tweet and they said, we're going to forward this to our marketing team, our test team, and see what they say. I was like, thank you. Next thing you know, it was in the grocery store.
And your consumers, like she said, they listen. People listen to their consumers. Look, if Rebecca opened up a can of worms that 50,000 other people were thinking, but just hadn't said, or didn't even think it would be effective if they said something. People listen to their markets, and you should too. Listen to your audience. That's a good one, Rebecca. That's a really good one. Just open your mouth. Yes.
I asked for it. They delivered. Now the coconut cream sugar-free is always gone.
I was going to say, it's sold out.
And I can't even get a bottle of it. I literally ordered 20 bottles of it from Instacart, because it met the minimum order quantity on Instacart for me to get my coconut cream creamer, because it's sold out everywhere.
You're like, I need my stuff. So now I've got to figure out how to get it.
That every morning.
Yes. yes. Okay, so the last thing that I would have on my list here is to just outline the legacy of your business from the jump. Do you want to have a business that's a 3-month fix? That's very possible. Like the course that we were talking about at the beginning, the scholarship application marathon. That was something that I did. I have a son getting ready to go to college, and we've got all these acceptance letters. And I'm like, we haven't paid enough time to apply for scholarships. I'm thinking, well, you're going to sit down for 8 hours and you're going to apply for scholarships all day. And I'm like, have your friends applied for any scholarships? I don't know. So I invited several of his friends over to come. We did this wonderful thing. We spent all day Sunday working on scholarships. The kids left, they were happy. The parents were happy. And then the next day I just posted an excitement post like, oh, it went well. And the next day, guys, I was inundated with text messages, emails, DMs, because other people who have children that are graduating need the same thing. They're like, oh my God, my son hasn't done this. My daughter hasn't done that. When's the next one? There was no next one. I was literally done. But there's a market for this. So now it's like, okay, I'm answering a call. Now, if this is going to be a 50-year legacy business, I don't know yet. But I know right now it's time for me to start outlining that. So sometimes it's an idea that will just be something you do for 5 years. Sometimes it's something that's going to be 50 years in, and you're going to pass the business to somebody. So think about the legacy of your business too. Okay, Liz. I hear you.
I was also thinking, Clarissa, about how, there's different stages of business, guys. And I know I have felt like giving up sometimes when one of my businesses has maybe hit a wall, you
Yeah.
know, where something's not working like it used to, or it's not as smooth, or it's not as profitable, or it's not connecting. And that alone doesn't mean you should quit the business. God may be guiding you to a different level. He could be guiding you to switch up your product offering. He could be guiding you, you know, to literally different levels, like a next level. I feel like whenever things stop working the way they've been working, it's like God is getting my attention, that there's more. And when that happens, I'm like, what's going on? What am I supposed to be doing that I'm not doing? Okay, wait, it's time to pivot. We got to invest more over here. Let's take it to the next level over there. But, you know, just because you hit maybe some hiccups, don't think that that means you should quit. I don't think that that in and of itself means that it's time to call it quits.
I agree 100%. Sometimes you're listening to your ego when you think, oh, it's not working, ill, I'm sick of this. And it's like, nope. Are you listening, or are you just reacting? That's a real thing. Think about that and identify within yourself if you're really truly like evaluating a situation and analyzing properly. That's a good one.
And I was just also thinking about how when I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs in the consulting side, one of the things I hear a lot, Clarissa, is there's a lot of false expectation around what being an entrepreneur is, or how something's going to feel, or how it's going to work. I've worked with coaches to help them publish their books. The book gets published. You make it over the hump. The book's finally available and published, but you had like this mindset that somehow it was just this very grand ideas that once you publish this book, it was going to just take off, and you were going and I'm not saying this is always like conscious aware thoughts. A lot of the time it's subconscious. You're like, oh, I'm going to be getting booked back to back. It's going to really take my platform to the next level. I'm going to be killing it. I'm going to sell thousands of books and make all this money. And it's like, and then it's kind of like it rings flat. Like it's done. You're lucky if you sold 300 books, you know, the first week. And you're like, well, this didn't go as planned, or this isn't right. Did I do something wrong? But a lot of the time we don't understand an industry or a market, or understand really how something works. We're going off of like the social media hype. We're going off of what we see other people doing, and people can inflate numbers. People can be acting like, you know, book sales and book production and publishing, guys, is one of those things where it doesn't make the kind of money that I think all of us have had in our minds growing up, how we like looked at our favorite authors and published authors like, oh my gosh, you know, she's a full-time bestseller. She just writes books for a living. She's making millions, New York Times bestseller. And it's just all this, you know, glitz and glamour in our mind. And with the self-publishing world and how much everything has changed in the book publishing industry, guys, it's like even your celebrities who come out with books, you know, are lucky to sell 5,000 copies the first week.
And the expectations, let me just say this, you have to sell 5,000 copies in 4 hours to be an Amazon bestseller. Yes, you heard me correctly. You have to sell 5,000 copies of your book within 4 hours of it going live on Amazon to be considered a bestseller. For New York Times bestseller, you have to sell 7,500 copies in a week, physical copies. The ISBN number has to be scanned. And you can't do, I went and bought 100 books and now I boosted the numbers. Y'all, there are a lot of metrics in place. So authors, don't just write because you want to be rich. Write because what you're writing about is going to help someone. It's what you're passionate about. But nobody got rich off of their first book. And the few people that did, honey, they are unicorns. They're unicorns, and they're teaching the rest of us how to do some things the right way. But yeah, that's a good one. Expectations, managing them, because celebrities aren't even making the best. With 10 million followers, aren't even making the New York Times bestseller list, and they have way more audience than a lot of us.
Yeah. And I think that applies to like lots of other industries. You're following your favorite hair supplier, following your favorite candle maker. you know, you're looking at these people who seemingly, you know, are doing so well with a business, or their lifestyle seems to say that they're making a lot of money at this business. But guys, you do not know what the variables are in their situation. You don't know if her husband owns a
Yes.
business or has some, you know, $400,000 job that provides her this lifestyle, so she's able to look so fancy making candles in, you know, sipping espresso and champagne with her hair in a top knot. You don't know, like, what, you know, so you don't know the true details and variables that go into what people are showing you. And so it's just really easy to create comparison in your mind, and it can be very discouraging. I mean, I can admit that I've had to be very careful with social media, and I consider myself to be a successful woman, a happy woman. I have a truly good real life. In real life, I have a good life. And if I come on social media in the wrong energy, and I'm seeing, you know, 5 posts in a row where someone's thinner than me and prettier than me, and oh, they're launching this and they're launching that, and I've kind of been down on myself, or I'm hormonal that week and kind of in my feelings, and now I'm feeling like, oh, she's so pretty, and oh, she's so thin, oh, she launched another book, and oh, she launched another course, and oh, I suck. I suck. I totally suck. You know, this, throw it away. You know, like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. You know, it's so easy to get discouraged even when you're already successful. The dynamics and the psychology of social media is so tricky, guys, and you have to be very careful.
And you have to, when you talked about watching other people, sometimes it's the $400,000 husband, sometimes it's just they're having a great week, they're on fire, but sometimes you got to go back and dial it back and ask, did you do the work? Because those people who are showing success, y'all, they are not watching Netflix. They're not, I mean, they are dedicating their time. They're not looking left and right, copying people. They are literally focused forward with their blinders on. Or they invested. Y'all, they spent the money on marketing. How do you think they're coming across your feed in the first place? They spent the money. They are investing in good quality stuff. They're investing in that vacation that they're going to double as a backdrop for my next little thing I'm doing. Y'all, people are strategic, and you have to ask yourself, am I even doing all the same stuff that they're doing? So don't compare yourself to anybody. Stay on your mission, stay in your lane, and be unique.
Show up at your best in every moment. What Oprah says, show up at your best in every moment. It sets you up for your best in the coming. Right? It's setting you up for more opportunities in order to be able to be in the right positions. So I love it. Clarissa, any last words as we're wrapping up tonight?
Just, guys, when you are doing anything in business, always self-check. Always trust your gut, listen to yourself, but also make sure that you are not your own sounding board for everything. You have a network, lean on your colleagues, and really just surround yourself with people who have like minds as far as forward thinking, and that will tell you the truth, because sometimes it's just a couple of tweaks that are needed and you can be right back on your way and off of that plateau. So that's my last word on inspiration for this.
Right. And I will just re-emphasize and say, before you give up, before you throw in the towel, make sure you've truly given it your all. Don't settle for some half-assed effort and say, well, I tried, you know, and, you know, give into some self-sabotaging type energy where you didn't even really give it your all, so you could give yourself an out to say, well, you know, I knew it wouldn't work, you know. Just go for it and give it your all. You deserve it. Your business deserves it. The world needs, you know, what you're bringing to market. And just don't, you know, never forget, there are people making $10,000 a month teaching people how to jump rope. I mean, guys, there is so much. The market is so wide open for literally any type of different thing that you could possibly think about bringing. It's easier than it's ever been for you to sell something or do something and find a market for it, because there's a lot of different people out here willing to pay for products and services. So you just never know. So before you're like poo-pooing on what you're doing and thinking and overthinking it and paralysis by analysis, get off your butt, give it a shot, and go for it.
That's right.
All right. Remind everybody about your PR course coming up this weekend.
So we've got this weekend, we have our PR Readiness 101 course that is this Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 Pacific Time. It is a virtual course, so guys, if you haven't already, go over to the link in my bio and just read the description. If it's fitting for you or someone you know, send them our way. And for those people,
everyone,
yeah, everybody, literally.
If you have not had any PR training for you and your business, you need the PR readiness course, because you need to understand all the coaches within the sound of my voice. You need the PR readiness course. If you're not ready to spend $5,000 a month on a PR retainer, the least you can do is go and invest $100 investing in your business so you can be PR ready. Okay?
Facts. Amen. 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 And then the last, that's it. And then for the college scholarship application marathon, we are launching that virtually on March 11th, and then in person if you're in the local to Atlanta, March 18th. So for those of you who have seniors or juniors or people that are in your life aspiring to go to school, send them my way. Link in the bio for the college scholarship marathon too. So yep. And what do you got?
My son's a sophomore in college. He's going to the scholarship application marathon, guys, because you can get scholarships even though he's already in college. It's not just for everybody just going to college. If you've got a college age student that needs to apply for some scholarships as well, make sure they're in that workshop. The March Abundant Life Coaching Course of the Month has launched. It is the Powerful and Passionate Woman, a 30-day purpose and prosperity course. Make sure you get that at the link in my bio. Rich Chick Energy is still available for those of you who need to work on your money mindset and healing your finances. Jess Leslie says, I just followed you, Clarissa. Yay!
Yes, welcome, welcome.
Gods and Jim says, if we miss the class, do you have a replay? Yes. All of our classes. If you're talking about Clarissa's class or my class, yes, there's a replay. You can sign up. You don't have to be in the live. It'll be all re-recorded, and you'll be able to get the recording for the replay.
And someone just asked, what's my IG? It's Clarissa Wright Thomas, and Clarissa's with an O, CLORISSA. But it is linked on the description for this live today too.
And I'm typing it right now as well.
Thank you.
That. All right, so guys, we love you. We'll see you next Tuesday for CEO Sister Talk Live. We love you. Mwah. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you same place, same time next Tuesday.
Bye.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.